Jambo. India border.
Kenya.
Border. Eh. Oh, okay. 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 Welcome to the channel. The safari today starts from Lodwar town to Nadapal on the border between Kenya and South Sudan. From Lodwar heading northwest to Makutano, then to Kakuma, then proceed northwest to Lokichogio, then to Nadapal. A distance of about 241 kilometers. Good morning. In today's episode, I'm heading to the border between Kenya and South Sudan. I will be traveling on the newly constructed A1 road, otherwise known as the South Sudan Link Road. This is a newly constructed highway that was sponsored by the World Bank and the Kenya government. The first tarmac in Lodwar was built by the colonial government in the 1930s. The upgrade of this road is one of the recent years' mega projects in Kenya, which costed about $672 million, of which $500 million was funded as a loan from World Bank, and the remaining $172 million was funded by Kenya government. There were 4 government agencies involved in its oversight, which were the Department of Roads, Kenya Revenue Authority, ICT Authority, and Kenya National Highway Authority. The project involved 25 other social projects ranging from schools, hospitals, boreholes, and others along the corridor. The 330-kilometer road from Lokichar to Nadapal has more than 30 bridges, including the newly built Kainuk Bridge, which is vital for its connectivity. The longest bridge is at Kalobiei River, which is about 260 meters long. The road has boosted development in this region that also enhanced the connectivity of the fiber optic cable from Kitale to Nadapal.
Yaje. Kuna uliza hivi? Wale kwa sumbua. Kuna sherehe gani pale mbele?
Harusi ndio.
Oh, ni harusi? Kumejaa. Hey, kuna liwa ng'ombe? So nyinyi mnaelekea huko? Si mnalike bwana. Hata si mko poa? Ndio kunaitwaje? Kakuma. Si mbali sana. Si mbali sio? Sawa. Poa, nashukuru.
This is Kakuma, a town in northwestern part of Kenya, in Turkana County, 121 kilometers from its county capital, Lodwar, and 803 kilometers from Kenya's capital, Nairobi. The main ethnic here is the Turkana, though the town is a haven for refugees. It is the site of UNHCR refugee camps established in the year 1992. In 1991, the camp was established to host unaccompanied minors who had fled war in Sudan, Somalia, and from camps in Ethiopia. It was estimated that there were 12,000 lost boys and girls in the year 1990 and 1991. Kakuma is situated in the second poorest region in Kenya, and as a result of this poverty, there are ongoing tensions between the refugees and the local community that has occasionally resulted to violence.
Okay, sawa poa.
Compared to the wider region, the Kakuma camp has better health facilities and higher percentage of children in full-time education. The host community is composed largely of nomadic pastoralists who stick to their tradition and do not cooperate with the refugees. Malnutrition, communicable diseases outbreak, and malaria are all ongoing problems, while donor support has faltered due to conflicts in the other parts of the world.
Ndio hoteli ya Cairo.
Oh, Cairo pale.
Wezi ni wengi sana. Wezi lakini usiku si daytime. Sio. Usiku wezi ni wengi sana. Kama sumbao. Sasa mimi nasema kwa hiyo wanaenda kwa Sudan. Yeah. Wacha nakuja hapa. Ni kweli. Hapa na rent kidogo. Rent pesa ngapi by the way? Hapa ni 3500. Unaona? Pesa kidogo sana. 3500. Kuna maji, kuna stima. Sasa. Okay. Many people in Kakuma are long-term refugees, living in hopelessness and desperation. The situation is particularly bad for young people. Many of the refugees hope to leave Kakuma for third country settlement in another country. For example, the Lost Boys of Sudan, who were a special group who were resettled from the camp to the United States. Kakuma town has a semi-arid climate with an average temperature of about 40 degrees and only drop to low 30 degrees. The town is wedged between two dry riverbeds, and occasionally rain can lead to flooding. The refugees complex comprises 4 parts: Kakuma 1 to Kakuma 4, and is managed by the Kenya government and the Kenyan Department of Refugee Affairs in conjunction with the UNHCR. As of December 2020, the site hosted around 200,000 people, mostly refugees from the civil war in South Sudan. The staff members are housed outside the camp in 3 large compounds with various amenities. In the camp, each ethnic community occupies a separate and somewhat discreet location. Each neighborhood built its own market stands, coffee shops, library, and places for worship. The International Rescue Committee is responsible for health services in the camp. The Lutheran World Federation is responsible for providing primary education, early child development, child protection, and sustainable livelihood programs. The National Council of Churches provides housing. The Jesuit Refugee Services provide education. Don Bosco, an Italian NGO, runs a vocational training center. Film Aid Kenya is the co-communication agency in the refugee operations, though it also serves the host community in Kakuma and other parts of Turkana West Sub-County. New arrivals normally receive one piece of reinforced plastic 4 by 5 meter with which to construct the shelter. Except for a tiny minority who were able to establish shops, the vast majority of the population of Kakuma is completely dependent on the rations supplied for their survival. In the year 2021, the first pediatric operation theater was installed. Let's go to Lokichogio.
The camp hosts more than 500 retail and wholesale shops. The main market in the camp has more than 120 stalls. The World Food Program provides a food ration to all refugees once a month based on the minimal dietary requirement of 2,100 calories per person per day. Though the rations do not necessarily provide the elements necessary for the basic diet. There is Kenya Police Station located just outside the entrance of the camp. Though Kenya Police do not typically operate in the camp after dusk. There is a special group of security responsible for the camp security, which employ a number of Kenyan ex-military personnel who patrol the camp, and all issues related to security have to be reported to them. In theory, Kenyan law applies to Kakuma camp. In practice, this seldom happens. It's not usual for Kenyan police to enter in the camp security without having been specifically asked to do so by UNHCR. Refugees have been allowed to establish their own court system. Community leaders preside over these courts and are allowed to pocket the fines they impose. Apart from fines, there are punishments including flogging and detention. In the year 2014, there were 7 pre-primary schools, 21 primary schools, and 4 secondary schools, with 2 high schools and 2 technical colleges. There are boarding schools dedicated solely to give girls space to focus on learning, e.g. Angelina Jolie Girls Primary School and Chappelle High School. There is a 90-bed main hospital with the possibility and practice of referral to other hospitals in Kenya. This is Kalabayei Bridge. It is the longest bridge of the more than 30 bridges on this LAPSSET project. This is Lokichogio, a town otherwise known as Loki or mwisho wa mawazo in Kiswahili. This is a town in Turkana County, Kenya, near the border with the South Sudan, about 30 kilometers from the border. It has historically served as a key hub for humanitarian aid across border trade. The indigenous here are mainly nomads of Turkana tribe, which derive their livelihood by looking after indigenous cattle. For those interested in cultural tourism, Lokichogio offers a unique opportunity to interact with the local Turkana people. This community is known for their rich heritage and vibrant traditional practices, including beadwork, music, and dance. The town used to be a vibrant haven. During that time, the dollar was plenty, but now it's a ghost town. There are various abandoned hotels in the town as a show of its lost glory. With an elevation of about 645 meters above sea level, it is located 214 kilometers from its county capital, Lodwar, and 888 kilometers from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, and about 30 kilometers from the international border with the South Sudan. Many non-governmental and UN agencies that were based here were located to South Sudan following its independence, and also to Kakuma and Lodwar towns. During the Sudan War in the year 1983 to 2005, between what is now South Sudan, to include Nuba Mountains, South Kordofan province, technically now in Sudan, Loki was the singular resupply logistic point for the Sudan People Liberation Army. Many planes originated from Loki to resupply SPLA units in Nuba Mountains under the leadership of Abdel Aziz. This support was from Kenya, Uganda, United States of America, and Norway. During the interim ceasefire in early 2002, non-lethal logistic supplies were authorized by the government of Sudan, and at that time termed the National Islamic Front, and now termed as National Congress Party. The only medical facilities was in Lokichogio. Anyone requiring medical attention had to be flown from Nuba Mountains to Lokichogio. Lokichogio is the outermost Kenyan town on the border with the South Sudan. At the north end of Lokichogio, beyond noted dry riverbed, the Kenya Defense Forces had set up a border checkpoint. This was initially considered the true border between Kenya and Sudan, but was later moved in the year 2009 to a new checkpoint 2 kilometers to Nadapal. The new checkpoint is guarded by the Kenya police officers, border police unit, and immigration departments. Lokichogio was later abandoned due to inactive airport, poor urban planning, insecurity, and competition from the Kakuma and Lodwar towns that now offer affordable accommodation and conference services. The collapse of luxury hotels as well as the abandoned compound of the International Committee of Red Cross, among other non-governmental organizations that are struggling to stay afloat, greatly affect the economic growth of the town, since a lot of economic activities relied on the existence of humanitarian organizations. This is Nadapal, a community village in northwest part of Kenya in Turkana County. The Nadapal Belt is an area stretching 25 kilometers southward from the border between Kenya and South Sudan to Lokichoggio in Kenya. This area has been the scene of violent clashes between Toposa, Turkana, pastoral traditional rivals. It is becoming a vital border as improvement of infrastructure has taken shape. The indigenous people here are the majority of Toposa people who share the border with the Turkana people. The village has an elevation of about 582 meters above sea level. The Nadapal Nakolog Stretch project was first mooted in the year 2015.
End of the road.
The 11-kilometer road was meant to complete in 3 months. It was to be part of the larger highway project from Kenya to South Sudan, but it stalled due to disputes over the border by 2 countries, which is Kenya and South Sudan. Discovering new places is one of life's refining pleasures. Discover a world of endless road travel possibilities, one road at a time. More safaris to come. Thank you for watching.
Jambo. India border.
Kenya.
Border.
Sagi ya kita kita. Mantan kere ni nanti tiar kan ini kalau.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tiar kan ini kalau.
Okay.
Tani kan.